Hey, thank you for taking the time to meet with me today. I'm Dylan Hyatt, the creative director for content and marketing for the Ski to Sea race. Actually, my employer is Wacom Events. We run basically all of the outdoor focused races here in Whatcom County. So, Ski to Sea, of course, the iconic one. Lake Baden Triathlon, Bellingham Bay Marathon, all of the awesome events that showcase the beauty of our region and some of the awesome athletes such as yourselves who come to enjoy those experiences. Like I mentioned, we've asked you guys, some of the best mountain bikers, photographers, kayakers, skiers, runners, basically everybody who is an influencer in the outdoor community, whether you know it or not. Some of you probably have name recognition that you might not even know of. So whether or not you're active on social media, this campaign will be focused around social media, and we'll take you through a training on how to produce that kind of content. It can be pretty quick. You don't need video editing. I know that can scare some people, except for our videographers, which we'll definitely have some special campaigns for you guys. But really, it's a casual thing, right? Bellingham is founded on some casual ideals on how the people who come up here want to live their lives, right? We want to have great outdoor spaces to recreate in. We want to have clean and safe access to our trails. Obviously the Samish lot that was built by the Whatcom Mountain Bike Coalition is a great example of that. So what we want to do is use the Ski to Sea race for 2023 and your expertise and credibility in your field, all the awesome sports that you guys do. We want to use that to kind of focus on growing the Ski to Sea more, which has a second goal to it. Just enliven the downtown of Bellingham, kind of the areas that have been not neglected throughout the COVID pandemic, but just we've seen different ways of working, and that's affected our businesses, the brothers and sisters in our community that we rely on for great food, great entertainment, the things of this nature. So I guess it's kind of ironic that we would be running this social media campaign via some of the ways that in-person work has kind of minimized since COVID sprang up. So really the main way that we'll be running this campaign is via social selling, which we're not having you guys do sales. We're a 501c4 organization, so we can't do profits. Obviously, you guys are volunteers. You've all volunteered to come here and work on this campaign, which I cannot thank you enough for. But social selling is essentially finding out what your target market needs. It's not pushing on them with cold calls or the door-to-door salesman trope, maybe from the 50s or something, right? Selling vacuums. It's really engaging with people in the community, which you guys, like I said, know it or not, already do that. Always talking to people at the trailhead. Hey, what's running good? Where the best conditions on Baker are? Hey, the river's running high. Be careful as you're heading out there. Things like that. This community is so, it's just so strong and so awesome, and we want to grow it. We want to be accepting of new people in it. That's why we're implementing social selling on here. So, social selling, McKinsey and Company have identified social selling as 90% of sales come through this model now. And the amount of people that you see at the trailhead, just last week we saw 514 bikers using the new Samish lot. That's awesome. We love to see that kind of use, especially in a new, safer place to park instead of alongside the road there. Don't even get me started. But that's a lot more. That's almost twice the amount of teams for the Ski to Sea in 2022. So if we know we have one mountain biking leg per team, then we know that there's a lot of opportunity to grow this race and grow the appreciation for these outdoors that we love, and for Bellingham and some of the businesses that we also love and want to show love to. So I mentioned these 90% of sales through this new model, the social selling model. I mentioned the rider count that we did a couple weeks back. It was a beautiful weekend, so I don't blame all 514, and that's only from one lot, right? I don't. Of course, they should all be getting out. We want to make sure we maintain our trails too, and that's kind of another function of getting more people involved in this kind of stuff. Like I mentioned, we're a 501c4. Whatcom Events is, and any extra revenue that we have, we literally cannot make a profit. So we will advocate that towards trail improvements or safety trainings for the community, anything like that. So that's a cool part of this is it's called social selling, but we're not selling anything. We're selling the beauty of our community, and we want to share it, and that's why we've asked you guys to help us share it. So we're using some of those tools. Some are a little bit more archaic, like taking a clicker out to the trails and watching for a day, counting how many people pull up and ride off. But also we would utilize things like Twitter algorithms and mostly Instagram, I think, is what we'd like to leverage here, just because of the visual potential for Instagram. First of all, it's very simple set up and implement. It's really easy to track the data through it, so we know what kind of an impact we're having. Our conversations starting to bubble up in these communities that we haven't reached out to yet, with interest in the Ski to Sea. So really, my call to action here to you all is get out there, meet these people. We're going to send you an email on some of the actual specific training and some of the hold harmless stuff. We do want to oversee some of these campaigns, so we'll ask that you utilize some pre-existing hashtags and other keywords that we've come up with to, first of all, be able to track those metrics that we're talking about, but also steer it in the right direction and make sure that everybody's committed to putting this in a positive way, because we know that we have seen some pushback from members of the community, whether it's about all the bikers being on pedestrian trails, which obviously we don't advocate for, things of that nature. So my call to action to you today is to be the best influence on our community that you can via some of the social selling programs that we're going to get you guys trained up on. I'm really looking forward to this. Can't wait to see you all at the 2023 race, and can't wait to see a couple hundred more teams of our new friends from this awesome community. So good luck. We'll be in touch, and thank you very much. We'll see you on the trails.